My name is Emily Howard and I play Scarlett. So I had previously worked with Luke on another film and he actually came and approached me about the Scarlett Sapphire and showed me the script and read through it and I loved it. So I said that I'd do the part and that's initially how I got started. I love the script. I like the fact that Scarlett was such a strong character. I feel like in a lot of films, the women tend to get cast into roles where they're in distress. They're the ones that need the bloke to come and save them. So I like the fact that Scarlett, she is a strong character. She's a strong woman. She goes out there and she takes control of her own life. It really appealed to me. I did. I just liked. There wasn't one certain thing that grabbed my attention. It was just the film as a whole. Like I feel like if you read a script, it shouldn't just be certain parts that grab your attention. It should be the whole script that kind of grabs your attention. So just reading that, I was like, yep, this is the role that I want to do. To start off, I was really nervous just because I'd never done any kind of stunt training before. I'd never done fight scenes, none of that. So I was a little bit nervous as to how I would go. But Adam was incredibly good. He was really, really good at his job and he was a good mentor and teaching me what to do. He was very patient and even after our initial training sessions, we would meet up on our own and just do more run throughs. He had a lot of time for me so I could get it right. So I have a lot of respect for Adam. Um, yeah, on the day of the shooting, it was just a lot of fun. So much fun. I think probably the hardest thing I found with the stunt work was not actually being able to hit someone properly. Having to stop or just a different angle meant that it looked a different way. That's what I struggled with. Because I was in the character, I just wanted to hit and I couldn't do that.
Well, the stunt.
Jen is incredible. She's so talented. So I trusted any kind of idea that she had. She would take my input and she would listen to the ideas that I thought Scarlett would be like. And she took that on board. And she also listened to Luke really well as to the direction he wanted to take Scarlett to. So I think she incorporated it and took on everybody's opinion and then brought in her own ideas and went with that. Jen is just incredible at what she does. When I was in costume, I felt like Scarlett. I just felt like I could take anyone on, just nobody would mess with me. And I like the fact that Scarlett was so stylish and she could carry this like poise and grace, but still like such a strong presence and just with the outfits. And I mean, any girl that can fight in heels is is like fine in my books. Horrible.
Horrible. That's what everybody says.
No, Luke was really, really good to work with. As I've said before, I previously worked with Luke on other sets and found him amazing. He's an incredible talent. I think he's going to go very far. So working with Luke is, yeah, he's definitely one of my favourite directors. He always listens to what you have to say and input about your character, which I think is very important because he's written the character and he has this idea, but we're the ones that create the character. So it's good that he's willing to listen to our ideas and not just have a set idea of how he wants his character. So I find it very easy and it gives great direction so you can follow what he wants quite easily as well. Just very, very easy person to work with. ADR. um, it was different. It was the first ADR session that I've had to do. So I found it challenging just, I guess, going through the lines again and trying to remember how I was in that moment that I filmed them so I could get the same kind of reaction or the tone or her voice. So it was challenging, but I learnt a lot from doing the 80-hour session. So as much as I whinged to Luke about it, it wasn't too bad. I felt really proud. I just felt like the whole crew did such a good job and everybody worked together as a team so well. That's why I feel like the result was so good. It's not just one person, it's just everybody just putting everything into it. So I was really proud. Paul was great. Paul was the perfect match for Alex. He just embodied that character so well, and I hit it off with Paul straight away. He was so good to work with, and even our characters, I think because we had built up such a good personal relationship, it just helped with our characters more. We understood the way that we were both playing each other's characters, and yeah, Paul is amazing. I've got a lot of time for Paul, and he's actually become a really good friend of mine since we shot the film. I think you go in to a role and you have a certain idea of how you want to play the character, but when somebody else comes along and they have their character in mind, it can completely change the dynamic of how you thought your character would be. So the way that Paul came in, I still had my identity of Scarlett, but I feel like he perhaps helped made her have a little bit more depth to herself in regards to that, which is if you have a co-star, that's what you need. You need somebody that is going to do that. And a lot of the reactions that I had with Paul were very quite natural, that's exactly what you want in a co-star. So I feel like he really did help out in bringing different aspects of Scarlett out. He's brutal. He's a brutal man, but that's the way he has to be in his line of work, and he wouldn't have gotten to where he was if he wasn't, I guess, that cutthroat that you had to be. But I wasn't a massive fan of Alex. I'm very excited. I can't wait to see the film. I'm nervous, I'm really nervous, but I'm excited too. Thank you to everybody that's gotten behind Scarlett and supported it and that has donated. I really appreciate all of the public response that we've had. It's been very, very positive. So thank you for coming on the journey with us, and I hope you like the finished product. And if you don't, Scarlett will kick your ass.